You are listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. Welcome to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. I am DM Dave, and to the left I have
Henley, Boudreaux,
Took.
Roscoe.
and Fenrir. And today's recap will be told after I tell a little story. Because the other day, we and my wife were down in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we were going out to dinner, and, we were the typical, I don't need directions, I can find my way. And she's like, no, you are so bad at directions. And she started rambling off a lot of other things. And
I don't ramble.
And I was just thinking to myself, where did that come from?
because he's bad with directions.
Ha, ha, ha. I don't like that one. Boo!
Boo! Tell another one.
Hey, Evan. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Maya, he.
Maya who?
Maya, ha, ha.
Ha ha!
Maya, he.
Maya.
Look,
guys, I'm on
Maya.
recap, okay?
Maya.
And I just want you to know that Dwal is really scary, okay? And he went into the blacksmith and he was like, I'm the boss here and I want all my money and stuff taken care of. And he pushed our friends out of the way. And then there were some little people who got kind of mad. And that's not a short joke because Dwal is a dwarf.
I'm just smaller.
But Dwal didn't care that they were angry, and he still got his way because he's got money. And, money is everything, of course. And moral of the story, Tig tries to, and succeeds, stealing his coins, but Fenrir gave it back. What happened? We were about to leave, and there was a lot of money buying for that one guy who's cool, and he got weapons and a shield. Yeah, I hope we head out. I'll see you guys later in the next recap.
Okay, yeah. We have, before you leave the blacksmith, Stacy is able to break off and kind of clean up the blade off the sword of Delvin, Nerf herder. They break it off, so now he's just carrying the hilt of that, but he has a sword, he has breastplate, and he has a shield, and they were off to kind of go clean him up a little bit. So he goes and cleans himself up, and let's see, what kind of facial hair would he have? He's very patchy.
A goatee.
A goatee?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He
Sideburns
would probably...
and a goatee. Yeah.
Mutton
Sideburns and-
chops or like sideburns?
Sideburns.
Okay.
He could do the sideburns. I imagine that he has the mustache, and there's like a break as he goes down past his lips, and the patch on his chin. He can't quite connect.
He's got
The
like
full
a soul
goatee.
patch going on almost.
Yeah, he has it on his chin and the mustache, but he doesn't have the hair going from the mustache down to his chin hairs.
Okay.
Nice chinny chin chin.
Yeah, he can grow those really good, but everything else is kind of very patchy.
Yeah.
But sideburns, mustache, and it's on the shorter side. What should he do with his hair?
Pull it back in ponytail.
Comb over.
Keep the
After
long
he
hair?
washed it.
Keep the long hair?
No, I think he crops it to his shoulders.
Crops it to the shoulders.
Comb over.
He's not bald.
He's
He
gonna
is
go all
graying.
emo with it. Comb over.
Short and spiky. Oh, Justin Bieber.
No. We'll go with the shoulder length.
I think
And
he
then
should
you
still put it back in a
guys-
ponytail.
He still can put it in a ponytail.
Oh, yes, Sokka.
Saka. Okay. And you guys are off unless there's anything else you guys wanted to do.
No,
Oh.
let's leave.
Oh, yeah. He's already said goodbye to Delvin, said goodbye to Justin and Tristan and the family, thanking them for everything. And you guys are now off. The question is now, where are you guys going?
Follow the yellow brick road.
Oh, Henley, once they get out of Highridge a ways, Henley will go, okay, what's the plan, Roscoe? And she pulls out her map. This is what we know. We know that going through the woods is dangerous and that the hunting is bad there. And we could go around and just follow the tree line, but that will take a lot longer. Or we could cut through and check on Fort Ventral, which I don't really want to do, but we could. Liliana Evergrove did ask us to. And then head up to Mapleshire that way. But I also know that there's an old trading route through the forest. It's kind of a road we could possibly take.
And it could be cool to fight the monster.
I think whatever's going to get us to Mapleshire fastest is what we need to be doing at this point.
That would probably be the old trade route then.
But we gotta avoid the forest.
We can't avoid the forest.
There's literally no avoiding the forest with what we have to do.
We could go around, but it will be a lot longer.
How much longer does that add to the trip?
It would probably add to go around.
So I guess let's direct route through, trading route. How long is that?
That would probably take you about a week to go through. So it'd probably almost be a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on how far around you avoid the forest. Because how Mapleshire is, so right above out of Highridge, you can see the line of the forest. That's how close Highridge is to the forest. And if you continue east, the forest does dip down farther south and then it goes back up. And Mapleshire is kind of in an open cove of trees. So like 3/4 of it is surrounded by trees. Sorry, half of it is surrounded by trees. And the fields are out north and east away from the forest. Is kind of how everything is. So you'd have to go out and around the forest to get to it. But the path that Henley's talking about, the old halfling trading route, this old trading route used to be before Avalon became a popular trading hub. The path was where we used to take it down to Hill to Door way down in the south. It was faster to go that trading route. But that trading route went away, became old news when Avalon took as the main trading hub. So everything goes to Avalon now and then disperses from there instead of going straight down to Hill to Door. But it's it's not very well kept because it's hardly used anymore. But yeah, going through that route, it'll take you about a week. It'll take you like 2-3 days. It'll probably take you about 2 days to get to the trading route, the old halfling trading route, and then another couple days. If you're following the forest line, it'll take you a week and a half. But if you decide to go out farther away to stay away from the forest line, it'll take you 2 weeks. So a week through the route, a week and a half to follow the tree line, 2 weeks to kind of avoid everything.
And I would have kind of a good idea of this being from Mapleshire.
You would know the trading route. Yeah. Of the trading route, yes.
Yeah, I think the most direct route is probably what we need to do, but, what do you guys think?
I know the forest pretty well Fort Ventral is not far from here, and we did lots of training in this forest. I think I can get us through.
How long ago was that? Because, goblins told not to go in there, and goblins not told to not go in places very often. The caregivers are in there. No. Do you want to die? You go in the forest.
Eventually, we will have to go in the forest, but I think for now, let's just follow the perimeter of the forest. It'll add a couple extra days, but I think for now, it's until we can get up to Mapleshire and really know what's going on and get a better idea up there. Play it a little safer before we dive in there and get ourselves killed.
I like that plan. Not going in the forest.
That's because you don't want to die.
Yeah, and he like strokes his hair.
Yeah, as he strokes his hair, I want to push him in the belly. Okay. Outside of the forest it is. You could tell Henley's maybe a little disappointed, but totally going along with the plan.
Okay. So it's probably about midday. You guys have been traveling for a few hours. You do notice, so you guys are getting up to the ridge now. As you guys start getting closer to the ridge, you notice kind of a large creature walking kind of in that direction. As you guys get closer, of course, you recognize this large creature as Keth. Keth seems to have, as you guys get closer, you see that he has some kind of sheet around him. Everybody roll me let's see, straight intelligence or wisdom roll, please.
$13.
5.
Okay, I'll go around the room. Henley.
5.
Natty 20.
Nice. Tick.
13.
10.
Is the dot on the 6 the bottom or the top?
It's usually at the bottom.
It's at the bottom.
8.
8. Okay, so everybody who got above a 12, you recognize that this sheet is from the tavern, from the inn. And as you guys get closer, he kind of looks back, notices you, and waves to you. And you notice, like in the front / to the side of him, he's carrying something, right? He's carrying someone
Something.
in his like little makeshift satchel.
We
What
get
do you do?
to him.
Make our way over to him.
Yeah.
So, hey, big fella.
He nods to you guys.
How's it going, Kath?
And he like,
Does he look down and be like,
he's like,
Henley
yeah.
then
Good.
asks him in Orcish,
Mm-hmm.
how is Herla?
She is asleep.
And you're carrying her?
Well, she couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And he like goes, shh.
Boudreaux giggles.
Does he even know what he's saying? Or just that?
Well, I feel like he would have like pointed or noted
Yeah.
that he's carrying something and goes shh.
Right. She says, how's Herla? He kind of like taps. He like taps the little bundle that he's carrying.
Do you want to travel with us?
Yes, I am fine traveling with you. Safer that way.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope so. He died how many times?
We are going to follow the border of the forest.
Okay.
That's what I'd like to understand.
Then Henley goes, Roscoe, Keth and Hurla are going to travel with us again.
Sweet. Let's go.
Did you hear about what's in the forest?
He doesn't know what. Do you, Boudreaux? You don't?
He understands common. He just can't speak.
He's very loosely understands common. So he looks at Henley and is like, we were told in letter from Ivan to avoid forest and underground.
He said that in the letter from Ivan, they were told to avoid going through the forest and underground.
Tell him about the monster. As we go.
What?
The one in the story. Didn't we tell
You and
everybody?
Roscoe were the only ones that heard that story.
Oh, I thought we told everybody though.
What
I heard the
monster?
story.
Was Tick there too?
Yeah.
What monster,
'Cause he kept
Boudreaux?
going in there.
That's right. So yeah, Tick heard it too. Henley and Fenrir do not know the story.
Oh, Roscoe, tell him the story.
There's a monster in there. Killed a bunch of people. Only one guy survived. It's like 20 feet tall. Looks like a something or another.
I bet it's Bigfoot. I mean, dang it.
Long nose.
I bet it's long nose.
You think so?
No, I bet so.
Funny. What is long nose? He don't have a long nose. He doesn't have a long nose. Big guy's got a big nose. What's a long nose?
It's a creature that is in the swamp
No.
that used to eat swamp people.
Oh,
Well, maybe.
I don't want to go to the swamp then.
Who's long nose?
Long nose is a guy who like food and he like campfire and he in forest. All kind.
So why are you afraid of him?
You gonna take my food?
Ah, so he doesn't actually eat you; he just eats your food.
I mean, if there ain't no food, what else he gonna eat?
Fanny,
It's true.
does Boudreaux know he just described himself?
Excuse me. Boudreaux did not understand that. What you said.
Should I say in Elvish?
So, Keth, is Hurla okay? Like, does she like Roscoe?
And he'll like shrug. And he's like, Hurla not like anything.
Well, yeah, we got that, but she tried to kiss Roscoe during the fight.
Why would she do that?
That's why I was asking you.
He shrugs again. You could ask her when she feel better.
No thanks. She doesn't like anything, as you said. She'd probably just...
Penny.
Okay, I don't understand what you guys are saying, so I'm gonna walk now.
Yeah, I'm already moving. I mean,
I think we.
I feel like
They're talking and
talking,
walking.
walking,
You
talking.
go,
That's what I figured.
You're too slow for my short legs.
There you go.
Okay. It becomes nighttime. How far away from the forest edge are you guys?
We walk the line.
I imagine
Just
probably
like
20,
Johnny
30 yards.
Cash.
Yeah, like 20, 30 feet away from
Okay.
the trees.
Okay.
I liked the joke.
I'll walk the line. Jinx!
No.
Okay, how do you want to set up a watch? What do you guys want to do?
I roll out and I sleep.
Henley
Okay.
looks to Roscoe.
Take a watch.
And Henley also sets up alarm. Per normal.
I'll take the first watch.
Henley will take a second.
I'll take the last two.
Is there like a group of rocks that I can kind of like maybe bury myself down into a little bit?
Ooh, like
It's a little bit farther away, or tuck myself into a little bit. It's a little bit farther away from the group, but I won't be
You
super
could-
exposed.
You could find a little place like that, yeah.
Okay, because normally I get up in a tree,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel comfortable with the trees.
Yeah, we'll say you're still within that 30 feet away from the tree edge, but you are about 50 feet away from the group.
Okay.
And you're going straight to sleep? Okay. Ticket's going straight to sleep. Boudreaux, of course, going straight to sleep. I will have... Delvin is also willing to take a watch as well. So Roscoe's taking one, Henley's taking...
He could take a watch with me. Delvin could.
Okay, he'll take a watch with you then.
And I'll take the last two.
Okay. I will... So starting with Roscoe, give me a perception check.
Perception.
Disgrace.
Use this guy.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo over there.
No, I haven't used the one ring yet. We'll use the one ring today. 13.
13. So, in the distance, it's very strange. As you guys were walking, this is a day thing for everybody, but you notice the lack of, like, small creatures, lack of animals. It's been very quiet travel. Sometimes as you're traveling, you see rabbits or mice or, small creatures roaming. You didn't see any of this. Didn't see any birds in the skies either. It was a weird thing because it's like as you got closer to the tree edge, like all the animal evidence of life gone. At night, Roscoe, you can see in the distance in the forest. You see sometimes you'll see a little blue light, then it disappears. Then you see like a yellow light, and it disappears. And you just random little lights coming on and off at the forest edge. You also are hearing the growls. You hear moans of that kind during your watch.
Great. My watch is primarily looking at the forest.
Yeah.
I don't suspect anything else is going to come at us. I want to be prepared if something's coming at us from the forest. So I've got my hammer in hand, my shield's on hand.
You're prepared.
I'm ready for something to jump.
But other than that, that's all you see or hear. And both. Okay, Henley and Delvin. Did you want to talk about anything or just kind of watch?
Just more watch. Ready. If Delvin wanted to talk about anything. Oh, maybe we talk about the hidden hand.
Start the conversation.
So, Delvin. What?
Let's delve in.
Good one.
We didn't actually think so.
Wah, wah, wah.
What do you know about the hidden hand?
What? I do... Probably not as much as you, since your father kind of was investigating them as you were telling me. But what I do know is when I was able to find some of the underlings of the hidden hand when I was doing my investigation on them, I know that their symbol is the misty hand, smoky misty hand.
Mm-hmm.
But you already knew that. But I also know that I know that there's 5, there used to be, no. I know that there is 7 figureheads, leaders.
We're 7.
How do you know?
I killed one. His name was Valum. He was, the collector. And some other adventurers, when they came to Hayden's Hollow, killed another one. He was the stockman. His name was Dale. There are only 5 left.
Dale who?
Guzman.
I know of him.
You do?
He used to be a noble up in Dengal.
Yes.
He was being investigated for some shady business that had been exposed on him.
He was a slave trader.
That is something we found out later. Before he was arrested for any dealings of such, his household turned on him.
His household?
All his servants or slaves took the opportunity and destroyed his home, which unfortunately destroyed a lot of evidence against him. There was mentions of a stockman, but there was also mentions of an iron will, a merchant, and a gardener.
A gardener?
Yes.
Henley pulls out the journal from her in her pocket and said, I don't know anything about a gardener. I do have some suspicions on who Iron Will is, though.
You do?
Some things have come up. We were just in a cave and interrogated a member of the Hidden Hand, or at least one part of the network, who said he was working for Iron Will to figure out what was valuable in the mines and some other suspicions. I think that Iron Will is the wall.
Why would you assume that?
He's a miner. And we helped sell to him the mines near Hayden's Hollow. And just so happened that one of his affiliates was checking out the mines, Iron Will, and we also met Slicky Ricky there. And you said he might just work for him, and a friend of mine, the one that is dirty all the time, Boudreaux, doesn't trust Wall for some reason. Says he's a really, really bad guy. Yes, they're all just consequential and superficial, but it's enough to get me thinking.
Well, it sounds like we should have done a little more investigation into this Dwell while we were there. He could have had more information. We'd have to go back.
He's too big. We can't touch him yet.
Well, we'll need to attempt to keep eyes on him, but you're right. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew.
And we don't want to accuse if we don't have substantial evidence.
Correct. But I also wonder if Dale was one of these leaders, the stockman you were saying.
Yes.
I wonder if the gardener may possibly be a tie to another. I'm trying to think if there was any other names that popped up when I wasn't a part of the investigation, but I was curious. But I know he is cousins with the the Duke of Avalon.
The
William-
gardener was?
William Gregory. No, Dale Guzman.
He was cousins with the Duke.
They are cousins. And I know I know William Gregory isn't the utmost citizen there as well.
No, he's pretty terrible. We've had a run-in with him.
But I don't know if he's necessarily a gardener type. I don't know how their names connect. But I do know from the information, like, each organization is called, the whole organization is the Hidden Hand. Because they have a palm. And then each individual, that's kind of what I understand from the investigations that I've done. The palm is kind of everything that overlaps between the fingers. Because each finger has their own, you could say, specialty, their own jobs, their own work that they do to make the hand function.
Mm-hmm.
And they all pool within the palm.
My father mentioned that a little bit in his journals.
And then they go into the fingers. And then the head of the organization are the nails.
Yeah.
So possibly Dale Guzman sounds like he was one of the nails. So each name that we find, he's said that 2 of them are gone, so there's only 5 left.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if possibly the gardener was this Valum you were talking about?
No, Valum was the collector.
So your suspicions are that Dwal, that dwarf we met, is Iron Will, but we don't know who the gardener is.
Or the merchant.
Or the merchant. So that means we still have a couple more to do. We know 4 names, we know 2, so we need 3 more
Yeah.
names.
It's a start with a organization that's as hidden and as intricate as this.
Yes. It'd be nice to know if we could figure out what each one does in particular.
Well, Dale sold slaves.
Mm.
The collector, he collected rare, powerful magical items.
Okay.
I don't know what the others do.
That's something we'll have to continue seeing if we can find any more information about this. Because the more information we know about what each one does, the more likely we can figure out.
Well, the merchant is pretty,
Probably deals in selling and dealings.
And the gardener grows things? But we're just pulling at things out of the air. But the 2 that I know, their secret name had something to do with what they actually did. Well, I better wake up Fenrir for the watch.
While you guys are talking, make me a perception check. And since you guys are having kind of a more in-depth conversation and stuff, I'm going to have it roll at disadvantage.
Okay. 12.
Okay. Same thing as Roscoe. You guys are seeing these lights. You see blues, you see greens, you see yellows, reds. You just randomly pop up. They seem to move a little bit and then disappear. You're also hearing those moans, those growls. There's eventually some howling of some creature, but that's about it.
Because I can, and I don't get to use this very often, I am going to cast
Fireball.
That's what I was gonna say.
Fireball. Fireball. Dun, 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 dun. No, I don't have that spell. No, but I do have...
Shocking grasp.
Nope. Primeval awareness. So, as an spell time, actually class time. As an action, you can expend one ranger's spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you, or within up to 6 miles if you are in your favored terrain. This feature does not reveal the creature's location or number. But how she does it is she kind of draws a bunch of sigils around herself in the dirt and then puts her hand on the soil, and it kind of just does a little small green burst out, just tiny, out from her, and senses things.
Aren't we like 30 feet? 30
From the forest.
From the forest line, yeah.
So up to you whether that counts as favored terrain or not.
Because your favorite terrain is... Forest. I'm going to say you can get your 6 miles.
Okay.
So you are getting senses of... There seems to be some kind of fiendish creature in there. Undead, you're getting senses of. And kind of near the edge of your distance, you could probably feel aberrations as well.
No fae.
And some fae. Correct.
Spooky.
But that is more distant inward, that 6 miles.
Okay.
Very, 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 very
All of the
faint.
above.
It's almost could be fae.
Okay.
Welcome to Tomes of the Chaos Bard mid-show break. I am Rupert Bumpkin. Thank you for listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. If you wish to support us, visit us on ko-fi.com/Tomes of the Chaos Bard, where you may become a member of our Ko-Fi. There, you can receive special content, such as post-shows, DM deep dives, and exclusive merchandise, such as t-shirts and keychains. There, you may also donate to the Feed the Cast funds, a special way to thank them by buying them dinner for the night. Yum, yum! Other ways you can support us is by sharing us with your friends and family and on social media. Spreading the word about the Tomes of the Chaos Bard is a huge help, and we thank you for your help. Another way you can support us is through 5-star reviews. And with every 5-star review, Solemn the Chaos Bard will give you a shout-out on our Solemn's columns. So stay tuned for those. That is all, folks, and back to the show.
Okay. And she just sits up and is like, all right. Time to wake up Fenrir.
Okay, Fenrir, you are awake.
Wait. Fenrir, we need to talk about the scarecrows.
Scarecrows?
Mm-hmm. You said you would tell everyone.
Wow, you're awake fast.
Scarecrows? Ah!
He woke up real fast at that. He was like, what?
We'll get to that in a second. Yes, we do. I need to tell the party. Remind me first thing in the morning, and I will tell you everything that's going on.
Okay. Promise?
If you remind me.
It's not what we said last time.
Okay.
Deception.
No, there's no. I have it ready. I was just waiting for the right time, and it hasn't been the right time. Still.
There's never the right time, so
I
just
know.
do it.
I know. I almost did it. But anyway.
All right. Good night.
All right.
Keep watch. The forest has some spooky lights.
You could say it's lit up.
It's so lit.
Okay, I definitely will.
Willow the Wisp. Willow the Wisp.
And on that note,
Willow wasn't there.
I know yesterday I had a first level of exhaustion.
Yes.
So can I roll, I'm not sure what, but can I roll to see how well my sleep went?
Your meditation thing?
Meditation went.
Yeah, roll me a constitution.
And is that disadvantage? Is it just straight constitution?
How
does it work right now?
So you're having struggles focusing on meditating, right? To try and get yourself into a restful
Right.
meditating. Why?
Well, I think it's because of a lot of what's going on with the scarecrows, a lot
Okay.
of what's happened with Loki. mainly those two things. Like, he's worried about he's a little bit worried about Loki. He's now learned a little bit more about the Hidden Hand, and definitely the scarecrows and the needle, and the vision he had last time with the scarecrow coming to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll say disadvantage for that. Because you're also very tired as well.
Okay, 10.
10? Because, you were previously exhausted, right? You were still struggling from the night before, not getting a restful night then. You just traveled all day, still preoccupied in your mind. And I would almost, and correct me, I'm kind of justifying things here a little bit. You're hearing all these howls. You're hearing all these strange noises coming from the forest. That I'm going to say that you still have one level of exhaustion. You're able to get enough sleep to avoid level 2, but you still have a level 1 of exhaustion.
Okay, that's fair.
Which for the listeners, and for the group, and for Zeb as well, that means you have disadvantage on any ability checks. So that's dealing with anything that deals with strength, dexterity, constitution, all of those. Those are at disadvantage. Okay, roll me a perception check as well. For your watch.
That's a disadvantage, right?
Correct.
8.
Okay. You're able to notice similar things, but you're almost preoccupied with your thoughts in mind. Everything that you can't really pay attention, distracted. Very distracted. You're kind of dozing off to meditation every now and then. Then you'd hear something, you'd wake up, and you do notice one time you wake up, there seems to be kind of a blue orb that's like 10 feet away from you. And as you notice it, it disappears, goes back 5 feet, reappears, disappears, kind of 5-foot increments back into the forest.
Interesting. Okay.
Roll for second watch. Go.
No, that counted both as watches.
Suck.
Okay, it is now morning. Everybody's waking up. Herla is awake now. Has a headache, of course. Keth, throughout the traveling, has been trying to get her to drink a little bit. Just the other day, he'd kind of wake her up, try and get her to drink some water, eat a little food before he lets her go back to sleep. This morning, she's out of the little satchel.
Her Keth hammock.
Yeah, her little Keth hammock. And she's there, but she is still very dehydrated, very exhausted.
How does she look to see the rest of us, especially
She's not happy.
that one over there?
She's not happy.
You sure you don't want some of this herbal tea, Herla?
You just keep that over there.
It's bitter, but it will help your headache.
And you see
Just
Kath kind of nudge her with the elbow and nod towards you. And she's like, ugh.
It has willow bark and rosemary.
Fine.
Here, I'll even share some of my honey so it doesn't taste as bad. She stirs some in and hands her the tin cup.
Okay. She takes it and she goes back over to Kath, sipping it a little bit. And you see her kind of gag a little bit too.
Yeah. It's really bitter.
Yeah. But you see her getting ready to almost dump it out, and Kath grabs her arm and
Close
just
her
gives her a look, right? And she's like, ah. and continues sipping it as breakfast is being cooked and everything. Boudreaux.
Never mind. I'll cook breakfast first, and then I want to do something.
Okay, I think we're ready to do something.
Cool. I like doing things. I want to go to a patch in not the forest, but like closer to it where people can still see me.
Okay, how close are you getting to it?
I'm 30 feet.
30 feet away right now.
I go 15.
Okay.
How do I feel? Everything's scary.
What are you
You've been
looking for?
abducted by
Like,
aliens.
I need to understand what, so I know what role to tell you.
What are you trying to do?
What are you trying to feel? What are you looking at? What are you trying to find?
Impending doom.
Okay.
Do I feel like there's doom creeping up in my soul? Doom, 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 doom,
In your soul?
Don't I have one?
Well, you do. But that's a very
Big
broad,
vague.
general thing.
Yeah. I mean, you can feel magic in the air, right? So, like, a feeling of darkness. That's what I mean. Doom.
Impending doom. I like impending doom better.
Do I feel impending doom?
All the time.
That's
when
a
you see your dad.
doom check.
Doom, 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 doom.
Like a spiritual kind of vibe. But the...
The opposite of nature. Does she feel death, destruction, chaos?
doom.
Don't go close to Tick.
No, like a cleric-y kind of thing that I do, you know?
So are you trying to use one of your
Vibe
channel
check?
divinities?
I'm going to. Yeah.
Okay. What channel divinity is it?
I was going to talk to the plants.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll use channel divinity. And maybe I'll get 5 feet closer, so I'm 10 feet away.
Okay.
Cool. And but
What
I
does
look,
this channel divinity do?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
does this-
Last time.
I've done
Last
this
week.
before, I think, but
Close
I will do it
route.
again. I will tell you.
Been a while.
Destroy undead. No, just kidding. That's not it.
The forest dies.
Whoa.
Destroying undead? Oh, dang!
That was funny until I thought about what that meant. As an action, you may use channel divinity and present your holy symbol to charm for 1 minute each beast or plant creature that you can see within 30 feet. So pretty darn far. If it fails a wisdom saving throw of DC 16.
Okay, so in this 30-foot range, you're 10 foot, so in 20 feet, I guess in all 30 feet because you got grass and stuff there, you're charming each plant. So it's pretty much casting speak with plants, right?
I believe so. Oh, yeah, it says the channel divinity is charm animals and plants. One
Okay,
action.
And then you can communicate with them. I'm just making sure I can give you the correct information.
Okay.
For 1 minute.
For 1 minute.
We have used this bush. I don't know. Yeah, because Leggy used this on.
I thought you did
I think
speak
it
with
might have
animals.
been an actual spell. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because this is my channel divinity.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the charm thing, but maybe that was just a charisma thing.
Maybe I have a spell. I don't know. I don't look.
Okay, so you're able to talk to pretty much every plant, right?
I guess so.
Every plant within 30 feet.
that fails the DC.
That's kind of how
Yes.
I'm getting it.
Sure, you're the DM. Go for it.
That's what it sounded like to me.
I
so
have.
I'm trying to. So within 30 feet, there can be, I don't know, probably about 10 trees. Then you go down to the grass. There's probably about 1,015 blades of grass. So I'm going to have to
They all go say,
roll about 1,000.
Gotcha.
All right, Mr. Smart Alec.
No, I'll just roll.
No, the grass speaks as one. It's one of those hive mind
Yeah, I
voices.
was actually going to say that.
No, he
I
has to
think
roll,
the whole forest should be a hive
but
mind.
realistically, you're gonna hit every single number if you roll 1,000.
Okay, here's what happens. Is
What
he
I'm
just,
doing is rolling a percentage.
Abby,
is what I'm going to do.
He taps into the fungi network. That's that talks to all of the plants.
The plant wide web.
And
Yeah.
that'll depend on how many of
just
these
types in.
The
you
root
can
wide web.
Yeah.
There we go.
communicate with.
Okay.
And then,
Also, for the record, I do have animal friendship and speak with animals. Just for the record.
so that's what you use.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Mhm.
I think it was animal friendship.
Animal friendship, I don't think you can talk to
I
them.
think I did speak with them.
It'll speak. I'm pretty sure it'll speak.
Or maybe I did both.
Dun, dun, dun.
Probably did both.
Okay. So the majority of you're hearing, once you cast this, you're hearing a bunch of whispers, right? What are you saying?
What does it look like? The monster. What does it look like?
Oh, you're asking. Yeah, I thought you were asking, what does the plants look like?
What do you look like, little ones?
What do the plants say?
They say,
You get a lot of commotion of not understanding what a monster is. That word is not familiar to them.
Got it. Let's see.
You're getting some voices are saying, monster. No, I understand monster. Monster. What is monster? And you get other ones that are saying that strange creatures, perhaps, is what they say. In little arts, it's becoming kind of a conversation between the plants.
Yeah, I want to talk to Treebeard. Yeah. Okay. What is the strange creatures and the one that feel really powerful ones?
There are many deep within the living trees who state that they are losing kin. They begin to rot and become uprooted. They move amongst the living. There are many rumors of the dead logs, our fallen comrades and plants, gaining life. And there is a caretaker of them who brings them to life. Corrupt and unliving. There are creatures who have devoured or became the animals in this forest. Many of them have left. Many of them were consumed by these other dark creatures. Many of the souls of your kind and your comrades have come in and have fallen to the earth, but have risen again.
You don't like this?
Heavy it feels, deep in, and then
Yeah, cool.
you don't understand.
Because that was my minute. And Boudreaux says a prayer of thank you to the plants and to Kundas. And then he goes back to the group and he takes a bowl of the strawberry oatmeal he made. It dried strawberries. Okay, but thank you, Henley. And
You're welcome.
and then he sits down and enjoys his meal.
So while they're eating, Henley looks at Fenrir. Fenrir, are you going to tell us what you've been meaning to tell us?
Yes.
Spill the beans, Cupcake.
Is that Hurla? And why is she calling him
No.
Cupcake?
He's trying to
my
make.
name.
He's trying to make Roscoe. She's trying to make Roscoe jealous. No, I'm kidding. That wasn't Hurley. Hurla.
That was Solemn, invisible in the shadows.
Tell him.
He's dressed up as one of the trees. I just
He
randomly
was the
sword.
tree that Boudreaux was talking to.
He's in ghillie suit.
Okay, so as we're all huddled around eating breakfast, Fenrir will then pipe up. I've been meaning to tell you guys this for some time. So back in 13 chapters ago, in chapter 81, however long ago that was,
Year ago for us.
I love breaking the fourth
as I
wall.
was taking my watch, a scarecrow, I had a vision. I had a vision of 3 green beings. One had an animal skull necklace, and they were taking a needle, and they were sewing my chest, and they sewed me to a wreath. And I think I am tied to the hag coven that's in this forest. I think those green creatures that I seen were 3 different hags, and they have, for lack of better terminology, adopted me into their coven. I don't know how they got me. I don't know how they decided to pick me, or I don't know if it was the scarecrow beforehand, me carrying that wreath, if that's how they got it. But then, as we were fighting low-key, the same scarecrow that I seen that first time came back to me. And he said that this guy named Amnon, I think he's the guy that took Rochelle, because he said that he proposed a deal to me, that for the safe return of Rochelle, for the freedom of the lizard folk, and the release of the souls of the scarecrows. So that tells me that the scarecrows were actual people like me, I don't know if they were adventurers or whatnot, but that they have sealed their soul to this coven. Amnon wants us to fight and destroy this coven. And in order to find that coven, we have to find Wick Lennox. We can't, I don't want to get anybody else involved. Like, I know I've been talking to the wizards. I think I'm going to just kind of leave them be at this point. But I think this wizard, he said that he was talking to me because they were able to release the previous scarecrow. We've got to find Wick Lennox. He is the key. He is the key to unlocking this whole thing. I'm not sure what Amnon wants. I wasn't able to ask any questions. But I myself am turning into a scarecrow. You can feel my hair turning to straw.
What?
Yeah, feel it.
I'm gonna walk over with a match. just kidding.
Henley goes over and will feel your hair and notices the
Scruffy.
It is.
It's just a small area, but the closer you get, from a distance, it looks like almost a calic. You know, hair that's kind of standing up a little bit. But
Right,
as you
but
get
Henley
closer,
went over to
right. I'm just explaining to
Okay.
you. As you get closer, it kind of looks like a calic, but as you get closer, you can tell, moving away some of the top hair, you can tell that it's thicker strands and hay-like, straw-like.
How did? And you haven't. Why didn't you tell us this sooner?
There was never the right time. We've been traveling. We've been trying to find. I mean, we're heading in the right direction as far as I know. Like, you know, back when I first seen it, it was the scarecrow pointed north. And that's where we went. And we've been going along that way, so we've been on the right path of where we need to be.
And Roscoe and Henley, you would know about that first vision. He did talk to you about that first vision when it first happened.
Right.
Well, we need to go in there and destroy them then.
We do, but we won't be able to find them, I don't think, without Wicklennick. There's got to, like, I don't know. Hags, they seem to have a lot of magic and stuff, and I don't think we'll be able to find it without him. At least that's what the Scarecrow told me.
Like an illusion?
So how do we find Wicklennick?
That is the right question.
Well, we've told a lot. I told a lot of this information to Swindell. Maybe Swindell will know something.
Sure, you can
I
find
hate
it for the right
the
price.
idea that we have to talk to him, but
Let's see what Mapleshire has to say if they have any.
See if they have any scarecrows and see if we could see if he's been there.
Yep.
I mean, we know he was in Highridge. We know he was in Mapleshire, or not Mapleshire. We know he was in Glendale.
I mean, or I could just talk to the forest again, and we could find him. I bet.
Find the hags?
Yeah,
I don't think we're equipped to deal with hags with just us.
but we need to.
I know we need to. But let's try to get Ivan and Silenor and I don't know, whoever else.
But we gotta try.
well,
I
and
know
there was our
yeah.
halfling friend too. What was her name? We met her in Avalon at the tournament.
The one who gave me my bracers.
And my luck stone.
Yeah, her.
Would you like to phone a friend?
Yeah.
Yes. I'd like to phone the DM, please.
Portia Smoothhands.
Portia.
That's right.
Portia.
Kitty soft paws.
Portia. They were trying to trailblaze a route through the forest anyway.
Yeah, she might be able to help. So, I think our first stop should be Mapleshire. Let's get up
And
there.
we can get our horses.
Get our horses, get Donkey.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice to get Donkey, but don't you think we should just go in there?
Like right now?
We're here.
Well, I think if we were to go, we should have chosen that earlier when we could have taken that path right through to save us time.
You haven't gotten to that path yet.
Oh,
You haven't
I
gotten there
thought
yet.
we were. Okay. We still could go through the forest,
Yeah.
but I don't know if we should take out the hags yet.
But we have to.
We're not saying we don't have to. We're just saying let's get a little more information and try and get a few more people to help.
Well, I have to.
Is this about your family?
We're not saying we won't.
Swindell, my friend, I need your help.
You putting it on speaker?
Yes.
Boudreaux just looks down.
Okay,
Henley comes to you, but we can do that in a second.
Boudreaux.
Hey.
So during Fenrir's little talk, right, he mentioned to save the scarecrows and save the lizard folk. You do get that sense of presence come to your forefront. As in the one in the staff, Qualkek, he's there. He's present.
Look, I forgot about
And
that guy. Could we just leave him out?
He is there. He has made himself known, and he is listening to the conversation. He hasn't said anything yet, but just in your mind, it just comes. Roomp, you know he's there. You know he's listening. And as Fenrir, starts to talk to Swindell, thank you. You hear More like it pops into your thoughts.
Yeah. We're having thought bubble conversations.
Bloop. You hear, "You can no longer trust this Fenrir. He has been tainted by the hags. He is no longer your friend. However, this Wicklenik can lead us to the hags. I can save my people. We must find this Wicklenik and make him talk. I have ways to making creatures talk."
Wait. So, he talking to only him. Kundas wanted me to have the staff because he wants you to have somebody to be a body to save them so you can save them?
Yes. You are my vessel to correct what has been done.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Sorry. This is a serious moment, guys.
But I will do with what Kundas gives me.
Whatever you need, I guess. But I don't think that Fenrir is bad. But you're probably right that he's infected with something bad.
He has been in contact with someone who is loyal to the hags, this Amnon, as I have told you about.
Yeah.
He seeks freedom from the hags, but there is no freedom from the hags, especially a coven. A coven you must destroy all the hags within the coven to break their bond.
Yeah.
And the coven could range from 3 to 9.
So when can we do that?
When can you do that?
Yeah, when can we do that? Like kill them?
We have to find them first. They are creatures of secret.
But the forest could tell us.
The forest may be able to, but if the hags decide to, they could hide themselves from the forest.
Oh.
But there are always ways in. If we are able to get close to their location, I could possibly help break the illusion.
So we can go in now.
Perhaps. But let us see if we can use this Fenrir, this wood elf, that maybe we could cut our search short. I feel there is much darkness in there. And if we can use your friend, your acquaintance, that we may be able to find it and use him as a distraction. So we may be able to, so I will be able to save my people.
But he'd just be the distraction, like, but that's it.
He will possibly die. Him being tied to the hags now will be no loss.
I mean, we could save him. Just like
Were you not listening?
Well, I was, but
He is now part of the hags. He cannot be saved.
But we could find the needle and we could save him too.
We will use whatever power we have, but my goal is to save our people. The needle may be important to save our people, but it is not to be wasted on his kind. He's made his choice. My people haven't.
Well, but he didn't choose that.
He has been given to us by Kundas to lead us to where my people are. Let us use this gift of Kundas to get us to my goal.
Well, that don't seem right. Let's just go on our own, yeah?
If you wish to go on your own, I believe I could be powerful enough to find us there. But I am not powerful enough to face a coven. We may be able to find the location, but not free them. We must use your comrades to accomplish this.
I don't like this.
Do you deny what Kundas has given us?
No.
He has blessed us with an opportunity to find my people. He has blessed us with this naive wood elf to be the conduit between finding them and finding Wicklenik. He has that special connection with the hags that could lead us there. And he has surrounded you with strong, capable allies. Do you deny this?
Well, no.
Then what is it?
Well, it's just that why would Kundas choose me to be your vessel if you think that I ain't a part of the people?
He is proving to our people how powerful he is, and to me, that even a creature like you, through his strength, can make me great. That great things could happen, even from a weak thing as you.
Since he's in my mind,
Mhm.
I think he can tell that Boudreaux's starting to, not be able to... He's at a mental wall of not wanting to comprehend what he's saying in such a way. But he's listening.
Yeah. I can tell that your mental capacity isn't enough to understand. Be patient and observant, and maybe you can learn the ways of Kundas as I. I know his ways are above your thoughts and capabilities of comprehension. But time will prove that Kundas has put his faith in the right person. Me.
Right. Yeah.
He's so condescending.
So mad right now.
Me and Becky are seething.
But this is Elsie. Boudreaux was told by his mom that by Mama Frizz, that she didn't like him, right?
She didn't agree with Qualkek's way of thinking, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She respected his office,
Mm-hmm.
his title, but his, you could say, philosophies, theories, teachings, that he was pretty much Kundas. Like, he thought himself that highly.
Mm-hmm.
I am that conduit. I am that connection.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Better than now.
Yeah, way better than now. He knew what Qualkek wanted, what Kundas wanted.
Okay.
He was up there. He was the guy
Yeah.
for it. Mama Frizz was for the lizard folk that you lived with, but Qualkek was the guy, the religious leader of all lizard folk.
Yeah.
That live in Keleth.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's several different pockets of them.
Yeah, but she didn't quite believe everything.
Because she believed, correct, she would have taught you that every creature, no matter lizard folk, dwarf, human, everybody was a part of the circle of life.
Yeah.
Because of the belief of reincarnation, you could be a lizard folk now, human later, depending on what you needed to learn.
Mm-hmm.
She taught you that Kundas was very much like that.
Yeah.
He wanted you to experience a world of things. Qualkek believes that too, but he also believes that once you're a lizard folk, that's kind of
the higher
That's
thing.
the master race.
Pretty much when you die from being a lizard folk, you go to live with him type idea. Your reincarnation stage is done.
Okay.
He would almost imagine that dwarves, not even close.
Yeah, or anything else.
They're not even
Smooth
close.
skins.
Smooth skins, not even close.
Mm-hmm.
A beetle, a bug is higher than a smooth skin type idea.
Okay, so Boudreaux is remembering and pondering what Mama Frizz has said to him.
He knows this to be false because of Uncle Popcorn and the deer.
Right.
Yeah, you don't remember.
I remember.
You don't remember.
I was getting there.
But I think that's part of his mental block is what he was taught by Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his mental is kind of blocked right now.
Okay.
Like willingness, I guess.
Yeah, there's some hindrance. And like I said,
Interference.
and Qualkek can tell. Qualkek can tell that there's some conflict,
Yeah.
Haven't
in
been
there.
brainwashed entirely yet.
but he reassures you. He's like, Karundas's way of thinking is not the way that Mama Frizz his way of thinking. Kundas's is higher, for I know his way of thinking.
Yeah.
Do not ponder on her teachings. Let me teach you his higher way.
Just leave Mama out of this. He's trying to push him away. He's like, go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Get out of my brain. I don't like this. So, mentally pushing.
Yeah. And you see him, the presence in his mind goes back a little bit. Like, almost his presence gets pushed off a little bit. It's not as strong
Yeah.
as you are like, go away. And he just smirks. You can almost feel, this is all like mental, right? You're not seeing him physically, but you can tell just because you're emotionally attached.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that there's some kind of like little pleasure, almost like a cat and mouse kind of thing. And he's like, do not trust Fenrir. Trust in Kundas. And you'll feel his presence fade.
Boudreaux, like, gets up, like, super, like, quickly, just randomly, and then he just, goes and, like, storms off a little bit. He's, once again, not going too far, probably just about as far as he was, and then he's probably just gonna go sit down and, I don't know, punch the dirt a little bit. Nothing, like, intense.
Right.
Throw some rocks,
Mm-hmm.
and then, I don't know, just cool off for a minute.
Okay. So, Henley, you were saying you were going to go over to Boudreaux, right? Because you could tell he was a little sad before that whole conversation with Qualkek. And just like all of a sudden, hey, are you all right? Boudreaux just gets up and walks away and starts playing with the dirt, punching the ground,
I kick rocks as I go to a place to sit down.
Yeah. Almost the same time you walked over to see him. You see a total different demeanor of him, of Boudreaux.
Boudreaux? He storms off and then Okay. I'll catch him later, maybe. In her mind, she's thinking this.
You can see him throwing rocks into the forest.
Oh, it's another one of those moments. She's witnessed this before.
It's not like full aggression throwing, though. It's just kind of like tossing, like you'd throw like you'd skip rocks kind of idea.
Like
Yeah.
a thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then she just goes and sits down next to Delvin and eats her strawberry oatmeal.
Okay, so we'll head off to Fenrir. Fenrir is, that whole thing just happened. As you see, Henley try to talk to Boudreaux. Boudreaux just automatically storms off. You're in the middle of calling Swindell. And you hear a, "Hello? Hello, Fenrir! What pleasure do I have you calling me?" And that's where we will end it for this session. Thank you guys for listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. Big shout out to D.A. Nichols for writing our songs and music. Check out her TTRPG at drivethroughrpg.com. Shields of Power is her TTRPG. Also, special thanks to Coltrane Compositions for remastering our theme song. If you want to check out more of his stuff, you can visit coltranecompositions.com. He even does custom work. Check out all his fantasy, sci-fi, horror soundtracks that he has there. Also, big shout out to Realmwalker, Monument Studios, freesound.org, and Tabletop Audio for any additional songs and sounds that we used. I am DM Dave, and to the right I have
Fenrir. Roscoe.
Tuck.
Boudreaux.
And Henley.
And until next time, we unroll the scroll to tell the tale. Bye!
Once upon a time, there was a dwarf who hid in the grass. His name was
Tuck, tuck,
Boudreaux,
tuck,
and
tuck, tuck, tuck.
He had a mighty fine cat. But before we could before he was able to be arrested,
Arrest and
Arrestigate.
investigate.
before he was arrestigated,
that's what we call it.
that's a Dengalcer term.